What is up, everybody out there? Artist of Strong Style here. Now, I know it's been a while since I've done a video, because particularly I've been busy lately. So, I'm back here. So, whenever I have the chance to do a video, I will do one. Rather if it's the video games, or deck profiles, or I guess you could say also the pretty much D&D when it comes down to my friends. Because now since the Yu-Gi-Oh game came back, it's always rather we're going to play Yu-Gi-Oh or we're going to go D&D. It all depends on my friends decide to do. So here we go. Okay, this is going to be another Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Okay, Lightsworns. Lightsworns go pretty fast because it's a swarm deck. Swarm means in one turn, you would just play more than one monster, then you can just summon one monster. Now, it's not just the Lightsworns. I'm running also with the zombies. Reason. The zombies you need in the graveyard. Lightsworns, pretty much you need them in the graveyard if you're going to do Judgment Dragon. This deck, I'm not using Judgment Dragon. Mostly, I'm depending on using the zombies. Now, you can see right here, it's also with the vampires. Because the vampires are zombies. So I guess you could say this is Lightsworns using with the zombies and using with the vampires, even though if they're already zombies. So, further ado, here we go. So, for monsters, okay. You pretty much got your Lumina. Lumina, you're going to want to run 3. But how I'm running this, you're going to only want to use 2. Lumina. So first we'll go with the Lightsworns. So again, right here, Lumina. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card. Then target 1 level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster in your graveyard. Special summon it. The end of the phase, you discard 3 cards. So that's the whole point. Yeah, you want to discard the top of your deck. So mill. So you want to send those cards away. So hopefully when you intend to send, of course, yeah, mill cards from your deck to the graveyard, hopefully some of those are going to be the zombies. Now, of course, yeah, Raiden. Raiden's a tuner. When it is on the field, send the top 2 cards. At the end phase, send the top 2 cards. Now, it is a tuner, so you can synchro with this, which, yes, I am synchroing with the deck. Okay, this is just going to be one of, so yeah. 1 Lila. When summoned out, you can switch it to defense mode to pop a magic or trap. At the end phase, you discard the top 3 cards. Now, if you're going to do the effect of switching it to defense mode and popping a magic trap, you must wait 1 turn to bring her back and then do the effect once again if Lila's not destroyed. Tell you the truth also, Lila's my favorite Lightsworn out of the whole entire Lightsworn deck. So, you go Minerva now. Minerva's a tuner. So, a tuner, that's good. At the end phase, send the top 2 cards. Pretty much this is the help also, because yeah, when normal summon, you can add 1 light dragon monster from your deck added to your hand. But basically, yeah, your dragon's most likely a Judgment Dragon, which you're not using in this. So you might as well just use it for milling, and then also it's a tuner. That's good. 1 wolf. You're not using more than 1. So cannot be normal summon, but it can be special summon if it is milled or pretty much yeah, Lumina's effect. So wolf, not bad. It is bad if you have it in your hand, because that's something you don't really want. The Archer, Felice. Another tuner, cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by a card effect. Most likely, the Lightsworns are by card effects, and then what you're going to need with Lightsworns. Then, when it comes to your turn, you can tribute this card. Then target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. Then send the top 3 cards if it is still on the field. And then we got Garath. Not that bad. Reason. Okay, this card can be normal summoned. Now, here's the thing also. An 1850 attack, so not bad, level 4. At the end phase, when this is on the field, you can discard 2 cards for each Lightsworn monster besides itself you have on the field. Then, you draw that many cards for how many of the draws were Lightsworn monsters from your other Lightsworn monsters. So if you had the Wolf out and you had the Gareth out, well then, before the end phase, mill the top 2. So, pretty much by Wolf, you're going to send away 2 because there's a Lightsworn. If any of them were Lightsworns, you're going to draw that many cards. Not you're going to get the Lightsworn that was thrown into the graveyard. You're just going to draw. Not that bad. Now, here we go with the zombies. So, you're going to go Zombie Master, the usual main zombies you would use in a zombie deck. Once per turn, you can send 1 monster from your graveyard, from your hand to the graveyard. Then target 1 level 4 lower zombie monster in either graveyard, special summon it. Special summon that target. This card cannot be face up on the field to activate this effect. So yeah, Zombie Master is your main engine for using zombies, most likely. And then always you're going to want to use Mizukis. Now Mizuki, you're going to possibly run 3. Me, I'm only using 2. And I say that's fine. Because Mizuki, you want Mizuki always in the graveyard. Because you can banish this card, special summon 1 zombie monster from your graveyard, special summon it. Now it does not matter by the level, it just special summons a zombie. That's what I like about Mizuki. Does not matter by the level, as long as it's a zombie. Now here we go with the vampires. Vampire Familiar, 1 star, but it has 1 awesome effect, which is, again, you want these in the graveyard, because to do their effects you need them in the graveyard. Vampire Familiar. When this card is special summoned, you can pay 500 life points to add 1 vampire monster from your deck to your hand. That's one effect. The real effect why you want it in the graveyard is because when this is on the when this is in the graveyard, you can send away 1 vampire monster from your hand to the graveyard. You're gonna pay pretty much. This is what I mean. In the graveyard, send away a card, special summon her. Special summon the Vampire Familiar, and search for 1 vampire monster from your hand, well, from your deck, add it to your hand. That's the thing about Familiar. Discard, special summon, search for a monster. That's the Familiar. Then you got the Retainer. The Retainer is the same exact thing, except then, pretty much, okay, so yeah, pay 500 to do the effect. So yeah. So, pay 500, special summon it, but the Retainer special gets a magic or trap card out of the vampires. So same thing. Pay, get a magic or trap, special summon it, pay, get a monster, special summon it. So that's why you want them in the graveyard. So by the Lightsworns of milling, hopefully you can get those in the graveyard. So that's what I mean. Zombies, you need them in the graveyard. So Lightsworns help them. And then, yeah, vampires and Lightsworns can work pretty good. Now, here we go. You always want to go with the Scarlets. Scarlet Scorch. When this card is no more, a special summon, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target 1 vampire monster in your graveyard. Except Vampire Scarlet Scorch. Special summon it. But it cannot attack this turn. You can only use this effect of Vampire Scarlet Scourge once per turn. At the end of the battle phase, if this card destroyed any monster or monsters by battle, you can special summon them from the graveyards to your field. So pretty much, attack a monster. No, get that monster from that you destroyed. Put it to your hand. Put it to your field. Because vampires intend to, like you were to say, suck out the blood of one of your opponent's monsters. Well, then they become vampires. Usually, when you bite someone, they become a vampire. So you suck the blood out of one of your opponent's monsters. Now it becomes yours because they're a vampire. If you want to call it that way. Well then, you got the Vampire Duke. When there's normal summon, you could target one vampire monster from your graveyard, special summon it to the field in face-up defense position. When this card is special summoned, you can declare one card type monster, spell, or trap. Your opponent sends one card from that type from their deck to the graveyard of which you chose. You can only use this effect once per turn. Now, this card cannot be used as an, well, XYZ, but we call it Xseed material from a summoning monster of an Xseed, except for an Xseed of using a dark monster. Okay, the Vampire Vamp. Once per turn, when this card or vampire monster is normal summoned to your field, you can target one monster your opponent controls whose attack is higher than these cards. Equip it to this card. This card gains attack equal to the combined original attack of the monster equipped by this effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped with a card or cards by this effect, you can special summon it right back. So yeah, vampires, they revive themselves. Destroyed, send it right back. Take control. Again, you use the vampire. You suck out the blood out of someone. So, becomes yours. Then we'll go with the Frolin. Okay, Frolin. So awesome. Reason. Whenever someone declares an attack, rather you attack or your opponent attacks, no matter when, rather if it was a direct attack or just attack a monster, you can special summon the Vampire Frolin from your hand. Not more than one, just one. Then, so yes, attack or your opponent attacks, special summon. For the other effect of the Vampire Frolin, if you wish to, you could pay life points up to 3,000. Have it gain of one of your monsters attack higher than possibly your monster you're going against. So pretty much, pay. If you're going against a 25 attacker, you still got 2,000 because of Vampire Vamp. You're gonna pay. How much does it say again? Times 100. Pay. So Vampire Vamp has a higher attack. Kills the monster. And then there you go. A huge boost right there Vampire Frolin can give to one of your monsters. And then we just go with the BLS and the Chaos Emperor Dragon. BLS, remove a light and a dark. Pretty much the whole entire deck is light and dark. The vampires and the zombies are darks except for Mizuki. Mizuki is an earth. I don't know why the heck they did that, but that's what they did. And then the lights ones are lights. That's why it's so easy to do it. And then Chaos Emperor Dragon. If you wish to do the effect of destroying everything, especially from opponent's hand, you must pay 1,000 life points to do it. And it'll get destroyed at the end of the turn. Always, solar recharge. You're going to need. Discard one, lights one monster. Draw 2 cards, send away 2. So always, yeah, sending away. So hopefully you can send away vampires. Your Mizuki. Or, yeah, it's just always send away the zombies. So yeah, if you have Wolf in your hand, hopefully Solar Recharge can help you. Because really you do not want the Wolf in your hand. Charge the light brigade. Send away the top 3 cards. Then choose one level 4 or lower Lightsworn monster from your deck added to your hand. Again, also, sending away cards. So hopefully your best option is when you're sending away these cards by the Lightsworn effect monsters or by, yes, these cards. Hopefully they're vampires. Now, Vampire's Desire. What it does is you can when you have a vampire out, you can target your vampire, switch it, special summon a different vampire. So let's say you're familiar, Vampire's Desire, switch it into one of your other vampires. And then again, Vampire Fallen in your graveyard, do the effect, special, search for a monster, and it's just simple as that. Vampire's Desire. So that's one effect. The other effect is target one face-up monster you control. Send one vampire monster from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah, with a different level from that monster. And if you do, the targeted monster becomes the level of... Basically, you don't want to do that effect. That's just increasing the levels. But you want to use the effect of you could send away to bring out a different vampire. And then hopefully, if it's like the Retainer or the Familiar, special summon them right back. Vampire's Domain. Once per turn, you can pay 500 life points during your main phase turn. During this turn, you can normal summon one vampire monster in addition to your normal summon. And pretty much yes. If this card leaves the field, you can only gain this effect once per turn. Each time your vampire monster inflicts battle damage to your opponent, gain the same amount of life points. So pretty much Familiar, Domain, activate, tribute to play your Duke, whatever. Alright, but then again, you need them in the graveyard. Discard, special. That's what the vampires do. And then last but not least, you're using zombies. Go Zombie World. Vampire Kingdom's not that fast anymore, but you need Zombie World. All monsters in the graveyards become zombie monsters. Neither player can tribute unless you're tributing zombie monsters. Now with the Lightsworns, you are special summoning a lot. Or you're just going to normal summon. And then for traps, there's only 3 traps. Vampire Domination. When a spell trap card or monster is activated while you control a vampire monster, negate the activation. And if you do, destroy a target. Now, if any of them were monsters that you destroyed, you gain the life points of what that monster's attack is. Simple as that. So, anytime a monster effect would go, Vampire Domination, destroy it for what that attack was, becomes your life points. You're going to gain that many life points. And then as for extra deck, okay, Bryonock. 1 tuner, any tuner. Now what it does is particularly, you can discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target the same number of cards your opponent controls. Return those cards to your hand. Pretty much, I would not do the effect. Pretty much, it's just sending away. Black Rose Dragon, of course. You're always going to need this if you're going to blow up the entire field. Michael, the Lightsworn. Any tuner, once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points, then target one card on the field, banish that target. At the end phase, send away 3 cards, if it is still on the field. Now, what's pretty good is the Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. Any tuner, so it could be done by also your Minerva, your Archer, or the Raiden. Now, what he does. Gains 100 attack and defense for each zombie on the field and in the graveyards. When another zombie monster is destroyed by battle, you can special summon one zombie monster from either graveyard to your field. And only once per turn. So yeah, when you have Zombie World out, your opponent's monsters are zombies as well, plus on the field. So Zombies Red Eye's Necro Dragon works. And then, like I said, Mizuki, special summon one. You can even special summon the Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon if it is in the graveyard. Because it does not matter by the level. Just special summon out a zombie. Now, the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This card name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend, not Red Eyes. That would have been cool if it was called Red Eyes, but it's not. This card name becomes Red Dragon Archfiend. When it is on the field or in the graveyard, return once per turn. You can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less or equal to this card's other than this card, then inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster destroyed. Not bad. Pretty good. Crimson Bladers, a very good one to use that I use. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, your opponent cannot no more special summon level 5 or higher monsters during the next turn. Let's play just the original Stardust Dragon. The first ever synchro monster that was ever created compared to the Red Dragon Archfiend. Of course, yeah. When a card effect that would destroy a card or cards on the field, you contribute it to the graveyard. At the end phase, bring it right back. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. Once per turn, during your main phase, you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent on the field. Monsters other than this card cannot attack. So pretty much, yeah. Attack, all monsters in attack mode are destroyed. Okay, for an X-Seed, it's only Minerva. Any 2 level 4s, you can detach to send away the top 3 cards. If any of them were Lightsworns, you draw that many cards. Now, here we go. A Deco Talker I would use. It's not that bad. You need 3 monsters. 2 of them must be effect monsters. Gains 500 attack for each monster it points to by the arrows. When your opponent activates a card effect or targets a card or cards you control to it, you contribute 1 monster this card points to, negate the activation for you, and if you do, destroy that target. So pretty much, yeah, the Link Zone now, so pretty much where the Link Zone is at, that's where we play the Links. And thank God also, yeah, of course, like how it was with the Links, you know, you can only play from your extra, and then, yeah, from where the Links were, points to, that's where you can only play from your extra deck. Basically, no. You can play as many as you want now. And then last but not least, the Vampire Suckers. Vampire Suckers, okay. They're pretty fun and awesome to do. You need 2 zombies. Does not matter, even though if it's a vampire. Vampire Sucker, okay. If you would tribute a monster or monsters for a tribute summon, you can tribute a zombie monster or monsters your opponent controls, even though you do not control them. You can only use this. You can only use each of the following effects of Vampire Sucker once per turn. You can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard, special summon it to your opponent's graveyard in defense position, but it becomes a zombie monster. If a zombie Monster or monsters is special summoned from either graveyard. Draw one card. How fun is that? Using vampire suckers. Crazy, huh? And it's pretty crazy because you suck up for biting people. Yeah, you suck them up. So then, here we go. Let's have a draw and let's see what we would get. So, if we were playing right now, and let's say, pretty much, okay, let's have a shuffle. And let's see what we get. So, shuffle. One, two, three, four. Okay, let's say you're going first. Let's see what we get. Okay, you have a Zombie Master, Raiden, Vampire Duke, Charge Library Gate, Mizuki. If you're going first, okay, Charge Library Gate you would want to do. So let's send away 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's good right there. Familiar. Search for a... And you lost charge. Okay, that's not so good, but what the heck. So, let's get Lumina. Alright, Lumina. So, pretty much, here's what you're going to want to do. Okay, since you have Familiar out, this card is special summon. You can pay 1,000 life points by add 1 Familiar card. Okay, so yeah, pretty much send away a Vampire. So you have Duke, throw away, special summon the Familiar, pay 500 life points. When special summon, search for a monster of a vampire. So let's go with a Scorch. So, okay, you have a Vampire Duke, you have a Familiar, and you have a Scorch. Now, what you can do, okay, pretty much, tribute, Scorch. Pay 1,000 life points if you wish to, for some in defense mode. Because Familiar and Retainer can only be done once per turn, so it's not like you can keep on doing it over and over. So, yeah, 2 monsters out. So you have Raiden, Zombie Master, Lumina, Mizuki. No matter what happens, so let's just say always they're going to want to your opponent wants to dark hole or something. So, okay, fine. Vampire Domination. Okay, that's good. Now to do Familiar, you must throw away a zombie. You do not have a zombie. Pretty much that sucks. But Zombie Master, you do have. You can throw away a vampire. Well, summon out a zombie. Now, it must be special summon, or you must have the attack of, yeah, Vampire, Familiar. Level 4 or lower, as long as you have a zombie. Okay, special summon Zombie Master. Yeah, Vampire Domination. Maybe you want to go to an Exceed already. Or if you want to be a total asshole, whatever, go into a sucker. If you were to do a tribute, basically you got nothing. Of course, yeah, once per turn, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard to special summon it. Special summon it to your opponent's in defense position. Alright, fine. But it becomes a zombie. Even though it's not a zombie, it becomes one. If a zombie monster is special summoned from either player's graveyard, draw 1 card. So you did special summon it. Draw one card. Let's see what we get. Okay, another zombie monster. Now, you do have a vampire on the field. So anytime something would activate, okay, you go vampire domination. You draw. Okay, not... okay, so... very good. You have vampire domination. What you might want to do then. Alright. You want to go zombie master? Send away a monster. Go raid and send away. You can... special summon out the familiar again. Or do the effect, but you do not have a zombie. Well, you don't have a vampire, my mistake. So maybe go into another zombie master. You could possibly go into now, yeah. Minerva. 2 level 4 monsters. Does not matter. So even if you want to do it by that. So tribute. Send away the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Not that consistently good as you expected it to be. Oh yeah, so yeah, any of them were Lightsworns, which there was one. Draw a card. Okay, Garath. Not that bad. And then yeah, Vampire Domination. You have your vampire. Draw. Okay, Domain. Tribute. Send away top 3. 1, 2, and 3. One of them was a Lightsworn, so you draw one card. Now, okay, you can go into Lumina now. Discard a monster. Basically, okay, you want the vampire. You need the vampire, so send the Retainer. Special out one. So you go into your synchro play. Into a 7, so maybe you want to go into, yeah, Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. You want to remove Mizuki, special summon any zombie card. So what's a good one to use? Maybe you want to go into your Scourge now. So you could go into your Scourge, pay the 1,000, special summon one, except for itself. Maybe you want to go into a Frolin now. Because then when you have Frolin, pay the life points. Have it attack with a huge monster. And you got all this. And then for each zombie, so you got 1, 2, 3. So that's 3,000 already. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 3,700 attack your Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragoness. Okay, no, 3,800. Because vampire suckers are... yeah, so, here you go. Draw again. Okay, Frolin. So then, you go into your... you're going to throw away, pay 500. You're going to go for your familiar. So yeah, you have your familiar right there. You're going to search for a zombie. And then yes, do it for a tribute. But you can go into a sucker, take one of theirs, take one of yours. You go into your vamp. Huge thing right there you can do. And yeah, when Scarlet Scourge attacks, you take over that monster. Let's try one more. Okay, 5. Draw into your 6. Okay. Solid recharge. Throw away. Draw 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, yes, you want them in your graveyard. Pay. Familiar. Search for a monster. Okay, so let's go Scarlet Scourge. Domination you might want to play now. You go into your Zombie Master. Send away Mizuki. Special summon Zombie Master. Activate Domain. Activate for another tribute into your Scarlet Scourge. You want to remove Mizuki. Special summon the Vamp. See, simple like that. It's just crazy what you're doing. And then yes, if you attack with the Scarlet Scourge, it becomes your monster. Use Vampire's Vamp. See what we get. Okay, yes, Zombie World you're going to want. Because now everything is zombies. Even in your opponent's graveyard. Zombie World. And then yes, also, you're going to go into your Familiar. Familiar Search. You're going to go for your other Scarlet. And remember, when Zombie World's out, you cannot tribute unless you're tributing zombies. They're zombies. So, tribute Familiar. You can go into another Scarlet. Zombie World's out. And then, yes, there you go. So yes, you need them in the graveyard. And then Lightsworns just help you. So this is the new, I guess you could say, zombiesworn. So hope you all enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe. Showing more deck profiles later, playing more D&D later, or video games later. Peace.